Hi, this is Byron from Presslock. I'm a cold metal joining specialist, and we're here with the T-Rex. We're just going to go through some basic setup and, how do I know if it's good or bad types of scenarios. We're just going to start, and I was doing some of this, and it actually wasn't quite going as I was planning it to, so I'm going to just show you what my thinking would be as I was approaching this. So we've got two pieces of plain finish 055 thou, so 55 thousandths of an inch thick mild steel. So I would probably call that 18 gauge. Maybe it's 16 gauge because it's plain finish, but that's the decimal thickness, 0.055. So we've got a number 30 die in here, and we've got a punch with a 20 thou punch tip radius. So 0.020 punch tip radius, 0.030 depth of pocket. So we've got the settings already done, and I'm just going to put a clinch right dead center there. And before, when we were doing this, I was going to say that would be a bad clinch, but actually it's a pretty good looking clinch. So shows what I know. But if you're in, you're out of tools and you're just not sure how strong it can be, a simple test can be done even with a pair of vice grips. So what's important is you kind of keep your forces going in one direction. So we're just going to twist, and you can see that's pretty, I don't want to bleed here. That's a pretty strong clinch. Very likely you've got a problem with your part if this is looking like this. So that kind of blew it. But if I were to go factory settings, I would have actually had a number 50 die in this. So as with anything, it's a starting point, and sometimes you can get rid of some of these, we'll call them heuristics, because something else works just fine. And you can have a shop where you're doing all of your material with a number 30 die, or a number 35 has done a lot of material as well. So we're just switching this out, and we're going to try that same clinch with a, I got a used piece of, so we've switched this out to a number 50 die, which would be the better choice overall. It would do your thicker materials like 18, 16, and 14. But I mean, I'm hitting it a lot less hard, and I'm going to have a pretty good clinch here. So not quite the same test, sure, but that's a good clinch. So, I guess the moral of the story is if you were going to be doing 18, 16, 14 gauge material, a number 50 die would be a better choice. You're going to do a lot of thinner gauge, and maybe up to 18 gauge, you can get away with a number 30 die doing it. But it does sometimes catch you. Say you're doing some aluminum or softer material, that die depth will matter. And if you were to take this to like a peak force tester like we have, and you do your analysis of it, the strength of the connections numbers will go up when you're using the right tooling. But sometimes, it's strong enough for what you need. So that's just a quick rundown of how I would approach going at some 18 gauge here. And we've got some more videos coming, and I'd be happy to field any questions if you want to shoot us an email, but thank you for listening.